I'm your host, Mel, and we're back with another 80 hours live stream. Okay, and as you guys know, I have a brand new podcast, and it's basically called Vibecast. But today, I am vibing. I have a new co-host here by the name of Miss Dior, and she's going to introduce our first guest.
Hi, yes, Miss Millena 𝐸. I hope I'm saying that correctly.
Yeah, Miss Millena 𝐸. We welcome you in.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. I appreciate it.
Yes, thank you. We can't okay, nice. Okay. All right. So thanks for being on with us. I know you're a busy lady, so we just had a few questions that everybody kind of wants to know. So you are a director, is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay.
I am a director.
Okay. And how long have you been directing?
Well, I've been directing about 3 years now, about 3.5 years.
Okay. There she is.
I decided, so I first directed the documentary Golden Hearted, and that is about Congresswoman Diane Watson. She's Ambassador Diane Watson. And it was narrated by Danny Glover.
Okay.
And the music was done by Howard Hewitt of Shalimar, the former group Shalimar.
Okay.
And it's gotten lots of critical acclaim, and I've won awards directing it. And actually, I didn't want to direct it. I wanted somebody else to direct it because I'm a producer and an actress as well. So I kept saying, no. And Diane said, no, you direct it. You direct it. And I said, well, Diane, I don't want to. And she said, but you know how. You have the training. Just go ahead and do it. So I said, okay, I will do this. I'll do it. I'll do it for you. It's for your project. I will do it. And so then when I got to the narrating part with the voiceover session with Danny, that was at first intimidating because it's Danny Glover, but I've been on the board of directors of his theater company, so I've known him for years and years and years. So Danny's good people. So after the session, and we were talking, we're having dinner, laughing, he said, you're a really good director. And I said, I'm sorry, what did you say, sir? He said, you're a really good director, Millena. And I said, oh, thank you. And he said, yeah, any other projects you have, I would love to be a part of them. Just let me know. And I was like, okay, great.
Nice.
So then I got to thinking, I was like, he said good, but he didn't say great.
Okay.
You're like, what do I have to tweak?
What do I have to do to get to be great?
Yeah.
What you have to do to be great is to learn everything there is about directing, because directing is a craft. And as my mentor, Bill Duke, says, just because someone holds up a camera, turns it on, and points it at something, that does not make them a director. Directing is a craft. Like acting is a craft. Like blacksmithing is a craft. There are things that you need to know in order to be great. Like anybody can do whatever they want, but there's a question of quality, and there's a question of quality and excellence. And so, especially being of our hue and our gender, we can't just be good. We have to be great. So I credit or fault, whichever one it is, Danny Glover for inspiring me to enter the directing program at UCLA. So I will be graduating next month with
good job.
Nice.
Okay, good job.
Nice.
I'll be graduating with a certification in directing for film and television from UCLA.
Nice.
And proud to say I have a 4.0.
Oh,
nice.
Yeah, congratulations.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, yeah, and you're never too old, to fulfill your dreams.
No, it's never too late. It's
exactly.
Wow. So a busy lady, director, producer. Like, how do you keep it all together? Where do you get your confidence from? How do you keep it all together?
Well, as we know, I don't keep it all together. I am still human and fallible, and what things that I think I can remember and I mean to remember, it's just it is just so I am so busy. Like, I literally just left a meeting about an hour ago about a project about some people who want me to direct another project, and it's about the American slave nation. So we're going to continue the project. We're going to continue the discussion later this week. But, this just happened today.
Oh,
so
nice.
We have to pivot. Yeah,
booked and busy.
As long as we following God's plan.
Exactly.
Which is very, very important. Following what God has for us and not what we may feel like we want on our own, but just trusting and releasing it all to the Lord and say, "Thy will is be done," because He's the master of this journey that I'm on right now.
So do you feel like as long as you stay on the path, basically would be your purpose, that the doors and opportunities just fly open because you're basically, you have that path that you're following? You know how sometimes when you're not on the right path, you have different obstacles, but when you're on that correct path, like doors just open, opportunities come, like you said, you just got off the phone, getting an opportunity.
Yes, I feel that. And that was, one of the conversations that we were having.
Okay.
Because I had applied for an internship, and I'll let that be right there. I applied for it, and for a month and a half ago, and I just knew that I was going to get this wonderful opportunity that was just going to be life-changing, and I had everything outlined, ready to go. It was packed. It was all like, yes. And then they said, "No, thank you."
Wow.
I was like, "What do you mean?" My references are from Bill Duke, Danny Glover, and Jane Kennedy.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Right.
I've worked with them. I've directed them. What do you mean?
Wow.
No.
Oh my God.
So clearly that took me out for a couple of days. Like, am I doing the right thing? Am I on the right path? Is this what I'm supposed to be doing?
Yeah.
And I just had to give it up to God and say, okay, if this is, then I need you to open the doors.
Yeah, exactly. When one door closes, another one opens.
So that's where I am with it right now. And I just found out a couple of days ago, and it took me down so bad.
Oh, wow.
And I'm sorry, I'm just sweating right now, and I don't know where my napkins are. Like I forgot one of my classes. I forgot an assignment. I forgot so many things because I was just, really in my feelings about, I thought I was going to get this, and it didn't happen. Wow. But, I just have to trust. Our message today at West Angeles was about friends, following the crowd or friends. And the crowd can be one way or the other. They can be up 1 minute, down another minute. But friends will be the ones who will be there by your side through thick and through thin, and they will help you get over that hurdle.
Yeah, exactly.
You for that to happen just a few days ago, to be honest with you, if you didn't share that, your spirits is very high. So I don't know what you did, but you like I said, you keep it together, because some people that have that background that you have, they would have just crumbled. We probably wouldn't be speaking to you now because they're, like you said, they'll be in their feelings.
Trust me, I did crumble. Now, don't be confused. I was totally crumbling. But the first day I didn't have time because I'm directing a new project for school. And I have 3 projects I have to direct for school. But there's a scene from Gone with the Wind that I've renamed Blown Away, and it is a sultry horror noir. And so we had rehearsal last Thursday. We had rehearsal on Thursday, and we're filming it this coming Friday. So it was just busy. I couldn't focus on that. But so on Friday is when it really hit me, like, wow. And my cousin, who's a doctor, I was talking to her. I just love her to pieces. And she was saying it's normal that this happens. You shouldn't feel this way, and okay. But I was feeling like, well, what's all this for? Like, I didn't have to be, all excited about this. I only saw it when I was supposed to be studying for my editing exam, and I was on Instagram Instagram instead of studying, and I came across it, and then I spent hours putting it together. Wow. And for me to not be accepted was just like, am I doing the right thing? Am I on the right path?
So sometimes when people talk, I kind of see in between the lines. So let me get this straight. You were studying for the class or the project that you're currently about to graduate from, correct?
I was studying for one of my classes, the editing class.
Okay. Yes. And then, okay. So you were studying that, got sidetracked, started strolling down IG, seen what you seen, and you was like, oh, let me go and, okay. So just to give my perspective of what you said, what I see, it seems like God had you on one path and the enemy comes and he put that shiny item right there to knock dingling in your face like, because my thing is if we want to talk spiritual, when God sees that you're already on one path, it's a great path. We're gonna always have like obstacles, like me. I got in a car accident last year in January, right before I got to this studio the day before, and I still showed up because everything was okay, but my car did get smashed. And guess what? It set me back a little bit, but greater opportunities. Now I'm here as well. So what I'm saying is you were studying for one thing because you had your eye on the prize, and then just that little inch took you off, and because you're a woman of God, unfortunately, it hurt a little bit, but that's not, I feel like he looks out for us. So even though you wanted it so bad, he has you on this path. That other path would have probably been good for whatever, at the time, but it just seemed like he rejected, because you have a well enough background to get the opportunity, So that's how I kind of see it. Like, he's like, no, I'm going to get you something better. Just, I'm going to pay you double for your trouble because, of course, you have to study, you got to do this and do that. But that's not where I want you at right now. So come on back over here. And with a 4.0, yes. Oh, yes. So that's kind of what I was seeing as you were talking,
No, and what I've learned about that, too, is that the closer we walk with God, the harder our path is going to be, because, the enemy doesn't want us to be focused, doesn't want us to be in our word or be with him. So every distraction is going to be something that we want in the moment. I feel like the closer we are to God, the clearer our path will be too.
I completely agree. I feel like it's hard trying to go down the right path. Now, if you were just kind of going down the crazy, chaotic one, it seems like sometimes it's easier. I don't know why, but when you do it the right way, it takes a little longer, or we feel it a little bit more in a different way. Put it that way, So yeah, when you was talking, I was like, okay. I see where she's going with it, but I also see where it seems like he redirected you. Like, we want you over here.
And I received that. My whole thing is, then why did I have to see it in the first place? Like, why couldn't I just kept on doing what I was doing?
Yes, I'm like, clock it. Yes.
I mean,
that's true. Because we try to prevent those feelings, but I feel like that's what they want us to sit in, because sometimes if we don't ever feel that, we won't know what that experience is. So I feel like now that you saw that, you're like, okay, now I understand, and I could grow from this experience. So I feel like, every little thing, it's like, hey, we didn't want it that way, but at least we got something good in the end.
I feel like it's a test as well, and that's with life, with jobs, even my everyday Monday through Friday property management job. I've gotten approached by investors that want to take me on, maybe to work with them some kind of way, but it's going to pull me away from my job. And it sounds good, and you want to do it, so you got to weigh it out, because I can jump on that shiny toy, and then I get there, and one is off a commission, or two, it's not as many hours. It may be it's not as stabilized as I thought it was going to be, And if I would have just stayed where I was, it's going to take longer. I have to go get 40 hours a week to make this, to make that. But you see what I'm saying? It's like that quick fix that I seen, or whoever I talked to, just that quick. It sounded so good. Because I've jumped on different opportunities, and it's like, dang, it ended kind of quick. Like, I thought it was going, it was going to work out. Everything's going to be good. I'm a good fit, 12 years in the industry, and I should have stayed where it was a little bit more my speed. I was going to still get to the same goal, but it's just going to take me a little bit longer, That's all. That's what I kind of learned from it, being redirected. Oh, and you know what? Oh, let me leave this with you too. It's just a little quote. I always like to say, man's rejection, and that's in a relationship, that's in a job, that's in an opportunity. Man's rejection is God's protection.
And redirection too.
And add that on with it. Yes. Yes.
I received that. I received that. And, someone else told me that as well. Because, fortunately, I have really good friends, and they've been trying to be very positive and supportive and uplifting. And so they've been telling me all those things. God's rejection is God's protection. There could have been something there that I wasn't supposed to be involved in. A lot of things. So, I've accepted it now. It's taken a second. But I've now accepted it. And I mean, some doors are opening.
Oh,
So
yes.
Exactly.
Yes. And look, its
Oh,
doors
In
are still
Jesus' name,
opening, you know?
yes.
So
yeah,
that's what further confirms. And that's good because you're talking and we have many of people that's watching from different sites. And they may be hey, they probably just went through something similar, maybe not in directing or fume, but it's almost like a product or a different situation. But if we follow that same layout that's for us, biblically, the Bible, if we
Yeah.
follow that same layout, I think our mindset will change, you know? And then I don't know, then your vibration goes up and then you're like a magnet to the positivity.
Yes,
It's
exactly.
like a ripple effect, you know?
yeah, I
Yeah.
that 100%. And my cousin was saying, I could, now that I know what this feels like this is just it's different from a relationship thing or anything. This is like something that I really wanted, and I know what that she said it's perfectly normal to feel this way, and I'm like, I've never felt this way before, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
And she said, well, you know
Me.
what? You could write about it. And I'm like, well, first of all, I keep saying I'm not a writer, but apparently I am a writer.
Uh-huh.
And okay, I guess I'll just have to do that.
I
Yeah.
really appreciate your vulnerability to be even to talk about it because most people close up, you don't hear from them, they go ghost, and then they tell you about it a month later, you know? So I'm glad you even shared that with us. That allows us too when we go through stuff, because I'm more of a person, I won't really share until after it's over, then you'll know the struggle, you know? So, but the more we vent and talk about it, I notice it lightens up our heart. It lightens it up more and
Yes.
more. And
It's
then
like a burden that's coming down off you. Yeah.
it is. But I feel like that's good that you're recognizing it. Like, just don't sit in it too long.
Exactly.
That's good. Sit in it, think
I
about
was
it, the
in it.
process.
Yeah.
Oh, I was in it. I was face
Yeah.
down. Like my doggy was walking on my
Oh, yeah.
back. Like, oh, I was sad. I just wanted to give it all up, throw it all
Support.
away,
Yeah.
just all of
Yes.
it.
I
Wow.
get you.
Wow,
And then,
that lets us know, no matter how high we get, you're gonna still run into obstacles. Just, from kind of knowing you, your background, best of the best celebrities you worked with. And I know I've told you before, you look so much like Miss Tina Knowles. Just there, like having it,
No, yeah, and I wanted to
and it
say that
happening.
her hair too is so beautiful.
It is. It is.
Yes.
Okay,
Somebody
makeup
told me
check,
that-
lipstick check.
Yes, everything. Eat.
Yes. When you-
somebody just told me that I went to an event at the Beverly Wilshire last night for honoring veterans.
okay.
And literally someone told me that very same thing. This very nice. It was like, oh my gosh, you look like a younger version of Beyonce's mom, Tina Knowles. And I said, I get that. She's like, but a younger version. What are you, like 30? And I was like, ooh, bless your heart.
Literally looking young.
I believe it.
Yes. And your spirit
No,
is
but
just
thank
so
you.
yes. Oh, your spirit is young. That is so good. So that's why I say when you were talking, I was like, we wouldn't even know that if you didn't share it.
Yes.
So yeah, you carry it well. And you're probably one of those friends, that check on everyone else. You know how they always say check on your strong friends, Because we hold it down so well
Yes,
and
exactly.
present so well that you wouldn't even know. So yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, and then
Well,
you can vent to us. We're here.
oh, thank you. Well, I think I'm on the other side now because even in the meeting that I had earlier, and I kind of shared a little bit that I was very upset, but church today helped me, and just going to celebrate the veterans in the entertainment industry last night was helping.
Okay.
And the
Ooh.
gentleman who I was talking with about the new project about the American Slave Nation, he said, you know what? He said, I feel in my spirit, God said didn't want you to be there doing that because we need you here doing this. This is the voice, and it's your voice. So I was like, oh, okay.
Literally.
You being
All
guided.
right.
It seems like you're being guided by a bunch of little on earth angels. There you go. Confirmation again.
I see. I see.
Yes.
I am.
Yes.
So I wanted to ask you how to go back kind of like way to the beginning. How old were you when you kind of felt that urge to want to direct or produce or did you see it growing up?
No. I went to school to be an international corporate attorney
Okay.
with a concentration on the Spanish-speaking countries. So I'm not Hispanic. I'm 100% Black folks.
Okay.
But Spanish was one of my majors as a double major, Spanish and international relations. And I went to UVA, University of Virginia in Charlottesville. And I wanted to go to Spelman.
Okay.
And I wanted to go to Hampton. Now, I was accepted to them, and that was all fine. But my uncle, one of the first Black graduates of the law school at UVA, said, if you go to UVA, I'll give you the law firm. And I was like, wait, you mean like have like give, like have like give? And he was like, why not? Your name's already on it. And I was like, okay, all right. Well, there's the deal. Yeah. Okay. I mean, Spelman, my mother was like, I want you to take care of everything there. And one of my aunts was in Hampton, and both my grandparents went to Hampton. So they were like, oh, we'll give you everything. We'll give you a new car. We'll give you take care of everything. We'll give you everything every week, you know. And the same thing as Spelman. Like, I was going to be set. And so but when my uncle said, I'll give you the law firm, like have, like give, sold. So
okay.
That's how I ended up going to University of Virginia. And I thought that's what I was going to be, an international lawyer. But my path took a different path, and my mother insisted I enter the Miss Black World Prince George's County, Maryland pageant, and I didn't want to. I was kicking and screaming, and I was like, oh, I don't want to do a beauty pageant there for people who don't have any brains, and it's all about their looks, it's all about their body, and they don't have any substance, and I'm going to be an attorney. Child, I won. Oh. And one Miss Congeniality with a whole bad attitude, and I still don't understand that. But God had another plan for me because my talent was I wanted to sing. Okay. And one of my friends said, "Ooh, don't sing." Oh. I was like, "Girl, I'm gonna sing. I'm gonna sing. I'm gonna need you not to sing." Oh. Like, oh, okay. Hey. Yeah. All right. So I did a dramatic interpretation. I ended up doing dramatic interpretation of Sojourner Truth's speech that she gave in the 1852 National Women's Rights Convention. Okay. And it was called Ain't I a Woman? And I got to study with Maxine Davis, and she was a director of For Colored Girls Only, Sometimes the Rain Was Enough on Broadway. So she was my coach, and just the process of getting into character, researching, learning all about all of that, and then putting it on stage. And I did a whole change literally on stage. I went from looking like a slave with a thing on my head and some dolls and having like kids and hoeing the tilling the yards and the land and all of that. And then I changed into Ain't I a Woman, this glamorous woman with a long flowing gown on stage. And it was quite an experience, and I won. And not only was I shocked about that, well, thank you, I appreciate that. Not only was I shocked about that, the one of the prizes was, they said that you can, well, it was some cash prizes and a photo. It's so loud here. I am so sorry.
Okay, we can hear you.
And so the photographer said, "Hey, you know what? These pictures look great. You should send them to some people in New York." And it just so happened that I had a boyfriend in New York at the time. And so I was like, okay. And he worked on Wall Street. And so one day we just got the yellow pages, because this is how long ago that was.
Yellow pages.
Sending, right? And just started sending out to casting directors and agents and managers. And then I started getting calls for New York Undercover, USA Live. And then my first big break became when I landed a role on One Life to Live.
What? One Life to Live. Okay, I remember that one. Yeah.
I played Nora's legal assistant. So I was so excited. I called my family. I was like, I'm not a lawyer yet, but I play one on TV.
And I'm playing
Getting close.
Me.
I'm playing an assistant on TV. And they were like, yay. So.
And technically, you still have to study the role, kind of. So you're technically, the lawyer.
Well, and there was that, because there's the thing. It's UVA and UCLA are very much the same. I mean, they're top 20 universities, but they're like, so I was a pre-law major at UVA. So that meant I had to study contracts. I had to study torts. I had to study like all of the law things. I had to know that in order to get out of UVA pre-law. So, I mean, I already knew it.
Nice.
So it was
nice.
No, yeah, prepared already.
Yeah.
So it was just another way of recounting this with you. It's reminding me myself of what I thought I was going to be, an international corporate lawyer with a concentration on Spanish-speaking countries, flying around in my private jet, having lunch with Juan Velasquez And then we sign these papers, and then I fly back to my office, and then get on my yacht on the weekend. Like, I just knew that was gonna be my life. And
Well,
God said,
hey,
but no,
you can still
you're
do
gonna
it
be on.
now, though. It may not be in that way, but
Well, the law firm is no more.
okay.
So that isn't going to happen, but he has me telling, wonderful, wonderful stories. I mean, I've been in 5 soap operas. So he's had me use my platform to be able to help people and to do good and to raise money in golf tournaments and bowling tournaments and walks and things like that to help raise awareness for different illnesses, like the Brain Injury Foundation. I can't remember the gentleman's name, but anyway, so a lot of organizations have been able to raise a lot of money because of just me being on television, and people are familiar, and they just want to, take pictures and talk about the series, talk about the shows, talk about whatever.
Nice.
Yes.
And so I'm able to use that platform for good for that. And so that has been able to, the answer to your question like 8 hours ago was what made me decide to be a director.
She's like, I'm coming from that.
That's okay.
Right. I'm just coming on around.
Yeah.
So I started as an actor, and then I started producing and didn't know I was a producer. And one of my teachers was like, "You're a producer?" I was like, "No, I'm not. I'm an actress." She's like, "No, you're a producer." I'm like, "No, I'm not. I'm just gonna put this thing together, and we're gonna do, because I want to get this book done." And she's like, "Ma'am, that's a producer." It's like, yeah, okay. So then I realized, okay, I love producing. I got a certification in producing 10 years ago, and then I just kept on. Took off from there. And so that's why when Diane, and I call her Diane, that's my dear friend, Congresswoman Diane Watson. Okay. So that's why when Diane was like, "You direct," I'm like, "No, I am a producer. I am an actress. And no, I don't want to." Now, clearly, I'm a director, and I love it. And there's a part of me, why did I not know this before?
Because you got to go through the path. You got to go through the process. Yes.
They're like, you can't cheat code. They're like, hold on.
No, I know. What is that? What's that saying? You can't take the elevator up. You got to take the stairs.
Right.
Okay. That's a good one.
I had to take them stairs.
Yes. I think we're probably there now, trying to find our way, because I thought I was going to do real estate. I still, property management, that's my thing. I'm still holding on to it. But I'm like, no, you like to ask questions and be nosy. Yeah, you need to be, so I guess it happens,
And me, I'm a yapper. I love talking. So I'm just like, anything in the industry that will help me with that.
Right.
There you go. And help others too.
Exactly.
To come out of their comfort zones.
Through
exactly.
Vocal, talking and just getting it out there. I don't know, because some people don't even like to talk. So I guess that's a gift we have,
That is exactly.
a gift. Yes. And I'm like, who wants to hear me talk all day? Like, but I guess
something to say.
Yeah,
you have a voice.
Something to say.
People need to hear.
Yeah, I don't know, but that's why I say I think we all, just like in college, you start with one major, one minor, and by the time you graduate, you switch the whole dynamic, the whole thing. I started off with nursing, and I don't know how I ended up.
Me too.
You too?
Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, hey, so that's good. I'm glad we're able to, kind of chat with you, and we're going to probably have a part 2 after the 80 hours live stream. That's what you're on today. 80 hours live stream. We'll get you back so we can go in details on some of these projects you have and the soap operas that you were in. Yeah.
I would love to. I mean, I can just tell you real quick. I started on One Life to Live, then went on to All My Children.
Okay.
So on One Life to Live, I was Nora's legal assistant. Then I was on All My Children. I was on Guiding Light. Then I was on All My Children. I was Erica Kane's assistant. And I moved out to LA, and I had a role on General Hospital as Talia, the manager of the Metro Court Hotel. Okay. And then I left the role on The Young and the Restless as Marjorie Curtis.
Oh wow!
So
you was on all the main the main what did they used to call it, stories, right?
Yeah,
the stories. Yeah, you was my aunt used to pre-record them too. Yeah.
Me too.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So you pretty much all of them, the main ones, General Hospital.
Pretty much.
Nice.
I mean, there was one that I did not get on, which. Sometimes I could strangle myself. No, it was As the World Turns.
Okay.
And I didn't go on there for the most ridiculous, stupid reason ever. I could just strangle myself.
What was that?
Okay, you ready for this?
Yes, you forgot. You was busy.
No. No, this one my memory was good.
Oh,
No.
she's like, not that one.
It was that one. It was because I was being uppity and snooty, and for PG County, Maryland. I don't know if you know what PG County is. Okay, so I'm gonna let you look it up. Prince George's County, Maryland. One of those.
Do your research.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. It was one of those places that. Okay. It was okay. I'm gonna let y'all look it up.
Okay. Okay. Is it like kind of like? Okay, go ahead.
Now everybody's googling Prince George's County.
Yep.
What's that?
Yep.
So
wait. You said Princess Academy?
It's very much like Beyond the Gates. So Prince George's County was the place with the largest amount of affluent African Americans in the nation. That's where they lived, in Prince George's County.
Okay.
So I was used to a certain way and a certain lifestyle and the problem with As the World Turns was they were in the back of Brooklyn. That meant I had to get on the subway, even though I had a car, but
so you a little bit on the bougie side, huh?
She's like, the back of Brooklyn? No. And so that is why I didn't go. I'm like, dumb.
So she missed the opportunity because you're like, I ain't going to the. Okay, I got it. I get it.
It's like they weren't filming it on the street corner. They were filming it on the studio. Like, what was I thinking?
Yes. Oh my goodness. But yeah, you played in a lot of good ones now. A lot of good ones. Congratulations to just your whole success. Wow.
Yes.
I am so happy for you. That's nice. I like and to be able to, just a privilege to be able to just speak to you. You know, you took a little time out for us. Thank you.
Yes, I learned new things too. So I learned new things today too.
Good. Okay.
Yeah.
What did you learn from Miss K today?
I feel like different perspectives. I love that she walks with God too, especially like where she is at her stage in life. That teaches me more that no matter where you are in life, don't lose faith. You know, that it's okay, that anything will get you where you need to be.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yep. That's and no matter what field it is, you had that same mindset, you'll get through it, basically. Yeah. So that's good.
Just keep God first and just go. At this point, I'm just closing my eyes and I say, okay, Lord, whatever.
Hey. No, especially because myself, like I'm an actress myself, so I can understand from your point of view in a sense too. That's why I try to stay positive as well, especially in the world and everything that's going on right now. So yeah, it's like, why are you gonna put out negativity if that's not what you want to, you know?
Yeah, because the more you put it out there or stress or worry or anything, it comes back to you.
Exactly.
You know? So that's why I say that's good that you turned that you know, what happened to you, kind of turned it around, and energy and vibration was so high when you got on here. I was like, yes. I love it. Yes, I love it. Well, we're going to let you go because I know you're busy. And we will.
I'm about to meet my first AD, and we're going to talk about this new project.
Ooh, nice.
I'm filming a project on Friday. My version is on for a class, and then I have to do a boomerang scene, and then I have my thesis film that's called Root Heart. So, and I'm with all of my wonderful, wonderful friends.
Wait, say that one again. It cut you off.
I think like a thesis. What?
Oh, okay. So so Gone with the Wind. Is I'm gonna be Lydia Cornell, my friend Lydia Cornell. She was on Too Close for Comfort and Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Okay.
And I have Peter Kwong is going to be Rhett Butler, but his name is Brett. And he was on Big Trouble in Little China, the movie, and Golden Child.
Okay.
And then for Boomerang, I'm going to be working with my dear friend, my auntie Kathleen Bradley. She was Miss Parker on the movie Friday.
Yeah, Miss Parker.
Miss Parker, she's going to be playing Strange. So it's a different take on Strange.
Okay. So we get to see a different side of Miss Parker. Okay. I love it. So you want to tell our viewers what's going to be the name of that one? Because it's not ready yet, right?
Well, no, I have to do that for class. That's a version of Boomerang. That's a scene for a Boomerang.
Oh, okay.
My thesis one, that is an original one that I had to write because UCLA. And so that's called Ruby's Heart. And that's going to be starring Oba Babatunde. You remember him as the dad on SWAT. He was in the Temptations movie. He was very Gordy. He was
I feel like I've
he's
seen
in a bunch of stuff.
I think so. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
okay, so he's playing the lead in that, and along with Angela Gibbs and Don Lewis.
Okay.
And we're filming that over the summer. That's my thesis project.
Nice.
Yay.
And apparently this new project that just came up today.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow. Look at that. Blessing after blessing. Oh my gosh.
Yes, exactly.
Hey.
Booked and busy.
Right.
Love
Booked and
that.
busy.
Love
Yes.
And a documentary on breast cancer.
Nice.
Oh, good.
That took the lives of my mother and my grandmother this past summer in July, 3 days apart. And so that was very, very devastating about this horrible disease.
Oh, man.
And so there's a country in the Bahamas. There's an island. They have 700 islands, but there's one island called Eleuthera.
Okay.
They have the 5th largest death rate in the world from breast cancer.
Gosh.
5th larger than Russia.
Yeah.
Like this little tiny island that's 112 miles, a woman dies every single day from breast cancer. And it's just ridiculous. I went there last year and did a walk, and so I said more awareness needs to be raised about this. So I'm
exactly
in between working on that project as well.
Oh, wow. Yes. God bless you. I love that.
Yes.
Oh, man. I didn't even know that. So you just taught me something too.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Okay. So you also empowering women with that. That's good. Because they need to be educated on that.
Yeah.
You know, that and fibroids as well. But that's another topic for a different day. But
another day for part 2.
Yeah, for part 2. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So you want to tell our viewers where they can maybe find you at, like your social media platform?
Sure. So it's just my name because I was not that creative with it. I couldn't
Okay.
figure it out.
Okay.
So at Millena Gay, but you have to put 2 L's, MILLENAGAY. And that's on Facebook, that's on Instagram. And apparently, but hold up. How about on TikTok, somebody has taken my name.
Oh, wow.
So on TikTok, my name is Mills something. And so I actually messaged them on Friday when I was in that mood.
In the mood.
And so I was like, why do you have my name?
Yeah.
I would too, like,
why
hello?
do you have my name? Can I have my name back? On my
Right. Yeah.
So
That's
I haven't
what,
looked
okay, so that's not you. So we'll know. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Got it. I don't know why people do that.
Yeah.
Right? That's crazy.
No.
But I'm glad they're talking so they see you. So if it doesn't, relate, then
Pop up, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
just follow him on honestly, y'all. It would, if I could have some more Instagram followers, that would be really, really nice. Because my Instagram is total, and I'm just being real, is total trash. I
Yeah.
have like followers. It's like ew. And I'm like almost like 5,000 or 6,000 whatever on Facebook, and which is not the greatest, but
Yeah.
600 on Instagram. Come on.
Yeah. You're probably talking about compared to like just all you've done and many people. You're so
Yes,
busy.
exactly.
She's so busy. You're not worried about it.
Yeah, like literally every time I'm just gonna be like, can you scan the code? Can you scan the code? Can you scan
She's so busy working. You haven't been like, follow me,
Exactly, yes.
So yes. Okay. Okay.
But now I have time and I'm asking.
Okay, there you go. Y'all heard it from her.
Love that.
Okay, so we're gonna do a part 2, but that was just our little intro so they can get warmed up to you because we got a lot more.
Okay. Well, I'm ready when you are for part 2. Let's do it.
Yes, thank you for being on the show. And you have any final words you'd like to say, Dior?
No, I think just like I'm glad that I was able to come today too, especially meet you and get different perspectives on life as well.
Yeah.
So yeah.
There
I'm
you go.
grateful. And I'm looking forward to next time as well for our next conversation.
There you go. Yeah.
Good things to share.
Yes, we can kind of bounce off of each other, and I love the inspiration. You don't feel drained after a conversation. You feel energized, like now, whatever advice we shared, you take some, leave what you don't need. And same thing for us.
Exactly.
Okay, so we will talk soon. And take care, and I wish you the best in your success. More to come.
Yes, have a good day.
Okay, have a good day.
Stay safe.
You do the same.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.